What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. I hope you had a great weekend, a good weekend as well. So, Yankees finish out the season with a loss. They're officially 82 and 80, 2 games over 500 for the season, or 1 game over 500 for the season. So, and that was it. That was it. I'm going to give a special congratulations to Miguel Carrera, Zach Greinke, and Adam Wainwright for just fantastic careers. Miguel Cabrera is a shoe in Hall of Famer, first ballot. Zach Greinke's probably a borderline Hall of Famer. Adam Wainwright probably not, but he's got 200 wins and he had a pretty great career. So, and rest in peace to Tim Wakefield too, who passed away of brain cancer at 57. So, very unfortunately. But again, not what we wanted. But the Yankees have a better position in the draft, and they're ready to. They better be ready to be aggressive this offseason. They know that they need to be aggressive this offseason. So, and we'll see what type of changes they make. When they invited Sean Casey, they asked him to come back next year, which is generally a telltale sign that Aaron Boone's going to be back too. So, and you surround them with better personnel. Period. And you give Casey an opportunity to work with people for a full year instead of needing almost 2 months to adapt to the hitters mid-season and get them to break bad habits. And it's still going to take some time because we still have something. Another year of development from Anthony Volpe and from some of these other young kids. So the Yankees will be in a better position next year, which is good. But yeah, it's great. I mean, I'm glad that they invited him back. I really am, Menifee. And it's puts the Yankees in a better position. Because right now, if the Yankees had made the playoffs and they'd be playing well and stayed healthy, we wouldn't be talking about firing Boone. We wouldn't be hearing about it every single day from other content creators, right? So, and that's it. And it's that simple. It's like, and people are saying, let's bring Buck Showalter here. I mean, I get it, but like Buck Showalter couldn't even win with mercenaries on the Mets. So what is he going to do here? Right? And I understand he's old school and he's got a different approach, but I don't even know if that's going to be allowed here for all we know. And again, just because, well, the fact is it didn't work over there. So they had a much more star-studded roster than we had and didn't work. So why would we bring Showalter here is the question. Is it because just because, or people just looking for somebody to replace Boone with? It's just and well, exactly, Sean. Boone can't make them execute. That's a gene you have or you don't have. No manager can make players execute clutch situations. That's what makes them special as players. So he asked him about the season in a nutshell. Judge, I'm gonna put this in here, but this is a good one. He has the team responsible along with the front office and hinted at the analytics. You have players doing this. Did he mention Boone? No, he said in another interview Boone was our guy. So, and again, the fact is Boone stands by his players. Players like that. Okay, and I get that some people want it to be more forceful in terms of holding players accountable. I get it. Maybe they'll allow that now, but we'll see. But we need better players here. That's the bottom line. We need better players. We need guys to surround Judge with. We need guys to complement Garrett Cole. We need a bunch of them that we don't have now. And he did say he was going to express his opinions to Hal and Cashman. I heard he did say too that other people are going to have their voices heard too. So I'm guessing Garrett Cole will have his voice heard and a couple other folks too. So it's good. These guys need to hear from their leaders, especially Judge and Cole. They need to hear from them, and and hopefully they take it to heart and hopefully they respond accordingly. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, exactly. When the team wins, it's because the players are very talented. But the team loses because of the coaches suck. It's this. Yeah, it's the same thing, Billy. It's kind of crazy, but it's true. It's true. That's the logic that we hear all the time. We hear it all the time, and I agree. I don't always agree with Boone's decisions either. But again, I don't care what he says in post-game interviews, even if they sucks at that. I don't care. He's not here for the post-game interview or like I don't care what he does post-game press conferences. I don't give a shit. Like honestly, he didn't put together this team. He's having to answer questions because other people won't answer questions. So, and again, like to me, that's not enough reason to fire the guy. That's just me. But yeah, I mean, I'll take a look at this interview with Judge today. It's good that he voiced that. It's good that they know now that their captain is unhappy, and the fact is, they would be wise to act accordingly. Honestly, yeah. If anybody gets the axe, be out. Fishman analytics. Amen. Amen. They adopted analytics like it was gospel and not another tool to help make everything else better. They adapted as a gospel, and it came at the expense of baseball knowledge, fundamental skills like instincts, experience, like a lot of things. So they need to learn that. They need to learn that lesson. So they really do. Training staff needs to be looked at too. We get hurt more than any other class, any other team in baseball, and it's noticeable by a mile, and that's got to be fixed too. No, unless the Yankees get cranky. Yeah, well, he was a solid 1-15 this year. Now he's 2-15, but he had a good career at Greinke. Yeah, I wish him well. Great career. I really do. Yeah, I mean, Rizzo was hurt for a long period of time. Judge missed 50 games. Rodon missed 3 months. Sevy missed some time. Bader missed time. Stanton missed 50 games. So, like, a lot of big injuries. Had those guys been healthy and productive, Nestor Cortez missed months too. Had these guys been healthy and productive, the Yankees would be in the playoffs right now. I'm very confident in someone I say that to, Ed. So, and that, I mean, I know people don't want to hear it, but like, it's true. It's true. You know what I mean? It's true. Yeah, I think everything. I would agree, Billy. I'm with Clemens. Everything needs to be looked at in the organization. 100%. 100%. Yeah, that's aggressive talk right there, Sean. But I get it, man. Medical malpractice and like that's like yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Sean, at all. You are not wrong. So, Joey Votto too. I mean, unless he gets picked up, he was still productive. So he's a borderline Hall of Fame career too. He's another beast. It's good. He had a good career. Joey Votto had a good career. Yeah, Tim Wakefield unfortunately had a unique and aggressive form of brain cancer, and he passed away at 57 today. Rest in peace. My condolences to his family and his loved ones, and to the Red Sox Nation too. So you damn right they have a lot of work to do in the offseason, Dan Brandon. You're 100% right, and they know this too. They know this too. Yeah, it's terrible, Billy. I mean, it's unfortunate. 57 years old, he was a class act. Over 2,000 strikeouts, over 200 wins, and best knuckleballer in the game ever. And he was a class act. So, may he rest well. Really, may he rest well. So, all eyes are on Hal, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. He's the guy with all the power that can do anything. Camel Toe Harris, bring back Buck Showalter for what role? Why? Is the question. I mean, that's my question right now because I'm asking other people the same thing. People keep saying bring back for what? What's he going to do? Right? What's he going to thank you, Keith? I appreciate it. Yeah, we passed the 19,000 subscriber threshold yesterday. No. Yeah, exactly. I'm with Sunil too. I passed Sunil. I mean, he's absolutely right. Was that a bird just fly into the window behind me? What the hell was that? How do we know he better do a better job than Boone? He couldn't even win with mercenaries with the Mets. So how do we know he'd do a better job than Boone? Is the question. We don't. We don't. He was great here in '95. He was fantastic here in '94, '95, but that's back in the day. This is a different game now, different team. He's a lot older. So, he never got, exactly. He never got any of the teams that he managed to the promised land. That's a good point, too, Billy. So, and then it's true. So, and I think a lot of this is because people just have a lot of hatred for Boone and want him replaced with just anybody. And I'm not singling people out, but it's an unfortunate reality that we have to face, even if we don't want to. So, yeah, he does a good job of building teams but not winning. And again, he had everybody with the Mets, everybody, and you know, Couldn't win. Couldn't even take that team to the playoffs. Like, what the freaking hell? That was a beast of a team. You know, and you got old school guys like Bruce Bochy taking the Rangers to the to the playoffs now. So I pause to say, Showalter here for the Yankees. Who do we need, CW, and a new manager? People keep saying that, but who? So yeah, I saw that they're beating up the New England Patriots pretty good. Keep beating them up, and hopefully we'll upset the Kansas City Chiefs tonight, playing in New York. So we'll see. We'll see. They play 8 o'clock tonight, so well, they definitely need some more gamers here, Mark Watson. You're 100% right about that. You know, uh, and they need a lot of change. They need to get away from the pampered atmosphere, which they've had a little bit. They need to get back to the gamers and hard nosed players and instinctual players. And I mean, I don't know, CW, and that's not what I mean. I asked you who we're going to replace. Showalter. I mean, who we're going to replace Boone with? Not Boone isn't good. Like, the fact is, he took them his first with a weak roster, took them to the playoffs 5 consecutive years with a weak roster. So, and I mean, that's not a crappy manager. That's not a crappy manager, CW. And then I know people don't want to hear it, but it's true. People tell me I'm making excuses. Prove me wrong. You know, Boone doesn't create good lineups. He doesn't have what we need. He doesn't have the contact hitters. Doesn't have all this stuff. He has no choice but to create the lineups. Okay, doesn't manage the bullpen correctly. We have boatloads of injuries. We're missing, and our starters didn't give you. See, we have to take these into consideration. CWA manage the bullpen correctly. Again, you have starters who don't give length, forcing him to overuse relievers, and when he overuses relievers, and first we got Scott Efrost gone, Lou Trevino gone, Johnny Loizaga gone. Like, so many injured relievers that he doesn't have a choice but to use kids who aren't ready for the task. So, and like, how would you create a better lineup based on what we have? And we keep saying we need contact hitters, right? Everybody's saying we need contact hitters because we don't have them. How are you going to create a better lineup without contact hitters? I'm really curious to see what you think, CWA. I'm really curious. I don't know, Brandon. We'll see. I think these guys will get a shot in spring training. Some of them. I think Spencer Jones will take the next step forward, and I wouldn't say Trey Sweeney's irrelevant, but like, I mean, it depends on like what they do. It really, I think the Trey Sweeney situation depends on if they trade Torres and play Peraza at second or play him at third. I think that'll give us some more insight as to whether they need Trey Sweeney or give him a shot. So he's another solid lefty, but again, Maz is in the house. College Football Express. What is good, brother? What is good? Eric Cressy, I would agree with that too, Ken. Director of Player Health and Development Performance. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nice. They're beating the crap out of the Patriots. Good. Okay, boom. Again, you're not answering the questions, CWA. You're just repeating the same talking points that other people repeat on other channels. Like, why? And who are you going to replace them with? They better. Judge won't be able to. I mean, they can just keep him here. I'm guessing they will listen to Judge, but he doesn't have 5-10 rights. He can't veto anything. Like, they could keep him here without his wish. Like, they can do whatever they want. He's at their mercy, and they're paying a lot of money. So, you know. Yeah, exactly, Peter. They signed $240 million a year pitchers, traded both at the deadline. And again, it's just, these are things that, like I said, Showalter had mercenaries here. He had mercenaries, and he couldn't win with them. The Bills definitely dominated the Dolphins, CWA. I knew the Dolphins were going to come back down to earth after that ridiculous 70-20 win over the Broncos last week. Texas got a bye, you seen. They're waiting for Houston and Minnesota. They're going to play them in the divisional round. So they got a bye. And it's something to keep in mind. I did my playoff brackets and previews and predictions earlier. Something to keep in mind with this wild card round for everybody. A lot of these teams are going to use their number one and number two pitchers in a three game round, meaning their number ones and number twos won't be available in the beginning of the divisional round. And the teams that have a bye will use their 1-2, so they have an edge there, and will be able to probably use their 1 and 2s twice. Where people who in this round will have to use their 1 and 2s probably once, games 3, 4, and 5, or something like that. So the teams that have a bye have an advantage. So it's going to be interesting to see how well they're able to manage that. I mean, it really, really, really will be. So cranking up the game timing home in the last game. Did he really? Counts up. Rodon had a crappy year, and there's no doubt about it, man. He needs to rebound next year. We don't know, CWE. We don't know. And Judge kind of suggested he mentioned the type of player the that describes Juan Soto when they asked him questions this past week. So I mean, I think everybody knows like he's the guy like to get. He's the generational player to get here. He's 24, averages over 400 on base percentage. He's a good contact hitter, low strikeout rates. Like he does he checks every box that the Yankees need. He'd be a perfect number 2 to put in front of Soto. Put in front of Judge. And they get on the other side, another contact hitter. Can't be Soto alone is not going to do it. Soto and someone else will help. Fire on everyone except for Matt Blake and Sean Casey, and pitching 7 changed. Interesting take, Jocelyn. Interesting take. Nah, I don't know, man. Aaron Nola's, he's an innings eater. So if they get somebody like that for an innings eater, but I'm guessing they're going to go for Yoshinobu Yamamoto before anybody else. He's going to cost more than Aaron Nola, but they're going to go after him. He's 25, Nola's 30. So, Oh, you're right, Sean. We've had, boatloads of injuries. That needs to be addressed. They got to address the medical and the training staff. 100%, brother. 100%. I would, I'm with you, baby. I couldn't agree with you more. Making Cole happen. I'm with you 1,000% on that. 1,000,000% on that. So I am. Nola is more proven in the big league. He's got a mid-3 ERA in a decade, and in each innings. And again, he strikes out 175 guys in an inning. But he'd probably be number 3 here. If Yamamoto comes, I would make Yamamoto number 2 and Rodon the number 3. Well, exactly, Michael. But this is what we've been fed by other content creators. It's just the endless diet of blaming Boone and blaming Cashman for everything. Even the moves that we asked them to make, still blaming them, not taking any ownership at all over us asking them to make these moves. Decide. But it is what it is, Michael. That's the way. That's the reality we live in. So, no, I don't think the Yankees are going to trade Anthony Volpe. I can't see that. By the way, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Make sure to hit that thumbs up. Let's try to get to 100 thumbs up if we can. We always want to get to the last game of the season. Let's celebrate this together with a 1. And I'm not going to stop making videos. I'm going to be previewing the entire playoffs every round. And when we get to the winter meetings, I'll probably be live for that. I'll definitely go live when they announce the Cy Young Award. And previewing everything and predicting every round of the playoffs, free agency, the winter meetings, everything. You will get every batch of news that comes out, whether it's Yankees or not, and you'll get it live time. So if there's anybody in that's not subscribed to the channel and you want that type of stuff, you don't want to miss it, just hit that subscribe button and I'll take care of the rest. So, but if you don't mind, gang, let's smash that like button. Be great if we can get to 100 likes and just celebrate being together here. I'm very happy the fact that you folks are here. So Yamamoto and Lean trade for Bednar, dude. That's a hell of an offseason right there. You get your left fielder, who can also be a leadoff hitter. You get your starting pitcher, and you get your closer. So, and what else? I mean, and then I would look to move Torres and free up about $12, $13 million for pitching. Replace him with Oswald Peraza. And then you can even sign Jeimer Candelario to play third base. You just got a million times better. Replace Torres' offense. You just got a million times better at defense. So, and on a relative cheap. I mean, he's not going to be more expensive than Gleyber Torres, Candelario. So, and he's a switch hitter. So he provides some lefty pop and lefty contact. He's athletic and solid contact hitter too. So, I don't know about that, CWE, but whatever. I don't know. Find the manager and got another going another direction. You know, okay. We will see, Paul. If they surround Boone with better players and better personnel, I think they have a better shot at playing well. So, yeah, exactly, Sunil. Exactly. Can't guarantee, but okay, CW. Cole gave some comments too. What did Cole say, Bob? Some folks who pick Bozo to clown. Yeah, I mean, these are the same folks that are complaining about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Clueless people. No, clueless people. I would agree he needs a better bench coach. I wouldn't say he's clueless. I wouldn't say he's clueless. So, and again, having a lack of options forces him to make decisions that are not good ones. So, Titans beat the Bengals, no surprise. I don't know about that, CWA. Making some kind of claims. I don't think so. With a better lineup, I think he can manage the lineup better. The Yankees do need lefties in the lineup. 100%, Jonathan. Yeah, exactly. Final year with an option for 2025. And you surround them with better players. I mean, you know, he did take them to the ALCS twice. And with a weaker roster. So, you know, the clueless thing and the bad decision doesn't happen as often as people think. And I mean, I think we need to stop assuming that the Yankees should just be in the World Series every year. Not with a weak roster. So, and that's not his job. He inherits the roster. He doesn't create, doesn't build it. So, if the Jets pull off the upset, does Taylor Swift pay salaries receipts? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I got some of these jabronis, Sunil, saying Taylor Swift is a gold digger and she wants Kelsey. She's worth 100 times more than Kelsey is. Like, what are these people talking about? Like, what? Oh, her and Kelsey have gone woke. Like, really, dude? People don't even know what woke means. They're trying to throw politics into this stuff and have completely clueless people. It's crazy, but yeah, I saw 100%, Jeff. I want the Yankees to get back to being an evil empire too. 100%. Upper management definitely learned their lesson. And again, with too much, I hope so. They utilize it as freaking gospel and not a tool to help. So that's where one of the places I think where they went wrong. I think a lot of us would agree with that. So, yeah. Trevino, even Johnny Lasagna. Hopefully they come back healthy and pitch well. E. Frost, yep. They're going to realize what by 2030? And who are you going to replace Cashman and Boone with, CWA? Who are you going to replace him with? What's good, Carlos? What's good, baby? Yeah, Torres has trade value, and he can be replaced, CWA. People are acting like he's some star player. He's not a star player. Solid, but you can replace his 25 home runs with his poor defense. He's one of the better players on a very lackluster team. You know, if he stays, he stays. But he's the only guy in here that can extract some trade value here. And again, I would take if you can get a um, good closer and a good pitcher for him. Something I would do. We got 1 year Torres before he becomes a 9-figure contract. So, I think the Yankees are going to give him a 9-figure contract. I doubt it. I doubt it. But again, if he stays, he stays. I'm fine with that too. But I'm fine if he gets traded. And the fact is, when you have a player with trade value who's a year away from free agency, and you have somebody here who can replace his production and improve his defense, it'd be wise to consider. So, Spencer Jones could be the Paul O'Neill. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. A lot of us are saying that too. Astros winning 8-1 in the eighth. They win the West because the Rangers lost 1-0. Does that change the bracket, Peter? Does that change the bracket? I mean, the Astros were playing. They already set the brackets up. They're playing the Twins in that divisional wild card round, and then Texas had a bye. So does that change the bracket? I have to double check now. I got to double check, and if they update the brackets, then I'll do another video on updated brackets. But I would sign Yamamoto and trade Torres for a starting pitcher too, or trade Torres for a reliever. What manager has experience? You're not naming any specifics. Like asking you for specifics. What manager has experience in winning World Series? I did see Peraza playing the second NFE. I don't know if they're thinking of life without tourism. Maybe they're just thinking of Peraza at second. But they might be thinking of life without Torres. You might be right about that. And again, they have to consider it. It would save them like almost $15 million next year. So I'm like, but you make a good point in the fee. Could they be thinking of life without? That's a good point, man. That is a good point. Shout out to NFE for that one. But what manager has experience in winning the World Series? You mentioned Buck Showalter. He doesn't. Bruce Bochy doesn't. Who hasn't? Who has experience winning a World Series? You know. Yeah, I don't think Ross will be fired. I don't think Service will be fired. I think the Mariners are one piece away, and I think that one piece is Shohei Ohtani. So I think he's the guy to get for them if I'm them. Manager has proven of developing young players. As the New York Mets, 4 to 7 new players from minor leagues and national. Well, that's partly a manager's job, but it's also partly minor league managers and player development. So Kevin Cash is not leaving Tampa. Not leaving Tampa. But he doesn't have experience winning World Series either. Who are they going to hold a player? Well, what player are they going to hold hostage if they want out? Let's not assume that somebody wants out. But who are they going to hold? They signed a contract. They signed it voluntarily. So who are the Yankees holding hostage? Exactly, Robert. Making players really putting fresh cream on steel king. Let's move on for Jeter for president. Yeah, Robert. Yeah, baby. Yeah, man. This is what happens, man. Well, my Yankees offseason predictions are coming, Johnny. My MLB free agent predictions are coming the next couple of days. I'll be doing it with Joey from the shift together, and so be on the lookout for that. I'll do my Yankees official offseason predictions right after I do my MLB free agent predictions, and then. But I do think I see the Yankees probably making 4 moves or something like that, trades and free agency, possibly even more. Possibly even more, but I think 4 is probably the magic number in my opinion, Johnny. I don't want to give it all away yet, but and I'm still finalizing the content on it. The Bengals, yeah, I mean, I don't know, Sean. Right? It's true. 2 starters, Jonathan. Yeah, I mean, if it's Yamamoto and like Michael King, who again he got hit hard today, that was bound to happen too. Michael King got hit hard by the Royals. Some home runs. Um, but he's had a good year. He's been stretching himself out to be a starter. Not surprised that he got hit hard by an upstart Royals team. But yeah, I mean, if it's Yamamoto's got to be one of them, Jonathan. In my opinion, it's going to cost a lot, but I think Yamamoto's got to be one of them. So yeah, Stanton's going to be very difficult to move. So and if they understand this reality, they would bring in players that take pressure off of him. Guys like Juan Soto, guys like Cody Bellinger, guys like Lee, like guys that can take pressure off of Stanton and bat around him, behind him, and so on and so forth. But yes, Juan Soto will be the perfect fit for the Yankees. 100% CWA. They'll pay a lot, but again, it's 1 year of Soto, not 2.5 years of Soto. Yep, you often, yeah, exactly, Robert. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Chapman's hurting the Texas Rangers a bit, Jake Boss. You're right about that. He's he's not doing the Rangers any favors right now. Oh man. MLB Network has Houston celebrating the division. Well, look at that. Hmm. Chargers are whooping the Raiders. No surprise. It's bound to happen. Hey Jennifer, how are you? Jays are about to get eliminated. What do you mean the Jays? I mean, if the bracket gets updated, then I'm going to do a new video on updated brackets. Some of the stuff that happened. So Astros win 8-1, so they won the West. So all right, we'll have to see. Only Yankees manager to have 500 wins without a World Series and a World Series appearance. I don't know, but what does that matter, CWA? He didn't inherit the core 4. Girardi did. He didn't inherit like a historic class. Girardi did. Historic development, historic players. Joe Torre did. So it's a pointless. I get what you're doing, you're saying CW, but it's really hard to compare that way. He's the only player to take him to the playoffs 5 consecutive. His first 5 years of being their manager, the only manager to do that in history. Casey Stengel didn't do it. Torre didn't do it. Like a lot of other guys didn't do it. So just it is what it is. His first 5 years as manager, he took him to the postseason. So yeah, so came back to Earth 50. Yeah, the West. Yankees got to get younger. What's up, Chicken Pond? Got to get more athletic, more versatile, Jonathan. They got to do a lot of things. Um, you know, they got to sign. They got to sign players and trade for players with better health track records. You're 100% right, Jeff. So, what's good, Howard? Eagles with that big field goal to win 34-31 over the Washington Commanders today. We never asked for Donaldson, Hicks, IKF. No, but we asked for Gallo. Didn't work. We asked for Benintendi. Didn't work. We asked for Rodon. Hasn't worked yet. So we can keep doing this. CWA. But again, IKF is not the problem. Okay, we asked for all those other players, and they didn't work. Bowers and McKinney, which I mean, I don't think any of these guys will be back next year. I don't think IKF will be back. I don't think Bowers and McKinney will be back either. But again, we asked for all those other guys, and they didn't work. Why aren't we taking ownership of that? All right. I'm with you, Jonathan. I think he gets traded too. War vets in the house. What's up, sir? How are you, my man? Salute to you too. Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. Bills. Bills came back, beat up on them Dolphins, man. I knew them Dolphins weren't going to beat up the Bills like they beat up the Broncos. That's for sure. Who asked for you? Some people asked. Not everybody. Didn't happen. So what? He didn't take the Red Sox to the playoffs. Yoshida, right? We also asked for Montez after Castillo didn't happen. Fans asked for him too. Well, this again, just looking for reasons to blame Cashman is kind of a pointless exercise. I get what you're doing here, CWE. Like what's the point? What we're not accomplishing anything, right? So Yoshida's been a good, solid player, and I think this lead from South Korea draws comparisons to Yoshida and Ichiro Suzuki. So if they got Lee, I know they're looking at it, they're scouting him. So it's really interesting to see what the Yankees do. It's really, really interesting to see what they do. Maybe they preferred Lee over Yoshida. I don't know. All right. Got to cover with. We've got to cover with. Well, Joey's coming on to do the MLB free agent predictions. We'll talk about that post the off season for the Yankees. I got some other folks coming on too, and I'll see if Fireside wants to come on too, and see if they want to do something. But I'd love to get some other folks' perspective on this. Yes, indeed. My consigliere is here. Happy Sunday. My man, the Emperor of Cali, the King, the Prime Minister. What's good? Contact hitters 100%. I think Blake Snell's probably going to be a 5-year guy. I wouldn't go beyond 5 years for Blake Snell. He's 5 years older than Yamamoto, so I'd rather go 8 years for Yamamoto and give him an opt out after 5, something like that. That's me, but I worry about Snell. Because he's already 30. But we'll see what they do. You know, Willie Randolph will be an intriguing one, Patrick. Yes, they do need contact hitters, 100%. No, I don't know what the Yankees been stuck in the dark yet, but they're gonna make moves too. But the Mets are just acting. I mean, they've had a bigger collapse than the Yankees have had this year. So, I mean, I would love for them if they got Yamamoto and Lee. That would be fantastic, Sean. Fan-freaking-tastic. Well, Nolan Yamamoto will be more likely. Rowe will be busts. More expensive than Snell. Blake Snell was proven it can be an easily pitcher in the AL East. That was back in the day. He's had some rough years since, but he's proven himself again. I don't know about Yamamoto to be a bust. I don't know about that. He's been probably the best pitcher to ever come out of Japan. Snell, I worry about the. I mean, I don't know if he'll last a couple more years, and I think I see him breaking down. I hope I'm wrong, but um, you know, I would go like Yamamoto and like somebody else, like bring up like a number 5 in here or something like that. Blake Snell's an intriguing possibility, but I have a feeling he's going to break down. But hopefully that's not true. Yeah, Yankees definitely. Yeah. So no, I haven't seen that. No, I haven't seen it, but that's funny. I used to have a tight end. That is a good one. Yeah, it's not that easy. Well, Theo Epstein's being groomed to be a commissioner of baseball. He's not going to take a huge step backwards. And if you bring in Kim Eng as GM, who I'm also intrigued by, what are you going to do with Theo Epstein? You know, it's an intriguing possibility. So, and I've said it before too. Like the only guy who I could see replacing Cashman at that level would be Theo Epstein. But I don't know. But Kim Eng, I mean, she hasn't her contract hasn't been renewed, so she could be a free agent. And I could see them moving up, bumping up Brian Cashman, bringing in Kim Eng, who was a protege of Brian Cashman, and she's done a good job in Miami. I could see that happening. But Theo Epstein, I think it's unfortunately a fantasy at this point. So Kim Eng, I did a video about her not too long ago, about a week or two ago. I think she's an intriguing possibility. And she's definitely capable. Uh, Showalter, Chicken Parm, all due respect, but he couldn't even win with the Mets with mercenaries. There's no guarantee that Mattingly um, will come here with Toronto. Joe Madden, he got fired from the Angels, so and he's not really much of a different personality than Boone. So I'm not sold on that list right there. If any of them, Mattingly would be the most uh, to me chicken parm. So the Astros have a bye, so maybe it's Texas against Minnesota now. I'll redo the brackets. Gee, all right, we're gonna redo them, D-Rod. We're gonna redo them. Brackets changed. All right, freaking Astros, lucky bastards. Now they got Justin Verlander up against somebody else's number 3. So I'll redo the brackets tomorrow. Yeah, trading Torres for pitching just makes sense. Travis' ex-girlfriend. I don't even know who his ex-girlfriend is, but what is she sounding off at? No, I think they will try to trade Stanton CWA if they can. So, Tony Pena, is he available? Interested? Like, what's he going to bring to the table? That's the other thing. Tony La Russa is like almost 80. Dusty Baker's with the Astros. Why would he leave the Astros? You know, he isn't going to leave Houston. Tony La Russa, forget about him. He's kind of going crazy, Tony La Russa. So I don't think he'd be a fit here either. Dave Roberts, intriguing possibility, but he's with the Dodgers. It's not going to leave that good gig. Why would he do that? Evil Empire Yankees would have gotten Alcantara and some Matt Olson. Yeah, maybe. You might be right there, Jeff. You might be right. Sunil Ask Clowns does sound better. I like it, Sunil. I'm going with that one. Beltran will probably manage the Mets. Yeah, I remember he was hired as Mets manager and then fired after one day because he was outed as being one of the masterminds of the Astros cheating scandal. So let him go back to the Mets. Yeah, Olson's from Georgia. He's just like meant to play for the Braves. So, but Olson, Cody Bellinger, Bellinger, he makes sense as somebody who can transition from the outfield to first base. So he does make sense. So I would agree with that. Well, 8 years and $200 million. That's probably what's going to cost to get Yamamoto. Probably. But let me let you go, gang. Giant pitching coach Andrew Bailey is on the Yankees radar. Pitching coach Andrew Bailey for what position? For vet. That's interesting. What position? Andrew Bailey. He played for the Yankees for a little bit. Um, Off season again. And more pickleball time. Exactly, man. We're still going to keep up with consistent content here, so we're going to be talking a lot. Yeah, and I don't think Andrew Bailey's going to replace Matt Blake. I don't know if that makes sense. Uh, Keep up the good work, Sunil. Keep up the good work, my friend. To a former hockey player. It's not the first time celebrities and athletes say, yeah, it happens. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I don't think the Yankees will get Sandy, but I think they'll get like Braxton Garrett or Edward Cabrera or something like that. Hopefully, Braxton Garrett. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Now it's time to start put on our GM hats and start plotting this offseason for the Yankees. So 237, 230. Nice work, Sunil. Keep going, man. Keep going, dude. Keep playing. Yamamoto or Snell and Montgomery. Montgomery is an intriguing possibility too. If you get Yamamoto and Montgomery, I'd be pretty freaking happy if he'd be willing to come back to the Yankees. So let's see, Shall I we'll see, Chicken Farm. We'll see. We'll see. Yes, they are showing they want to change. Yes, they are. We're going to talk about this a lot more. So, and it's going to be interesting. It'll be very interesting this offseason. So I'm really intrigued to see what the Yankees do this offseason and what they need to do, what they're going to do. There's a lot more to talk about. So yeah, I would agree. Blues not the cancer here. And again, yeah, I mean, if they got Bellinger, I'd be fine if they got Bellinger. But they need more than Bellinger regardless. So they need Bellinger and somebody else. Bellinger and Lee, I'd be happy with. So we'll see what they do. But let me let you all go. Peace and love, everybody. Thank you for all for coming on. Appreciate your insights. We had a great season. Unfortunately, we're not the playoffs, but still a great season together. And I'm looking forward to having a great postseason with you. And again, we'll preview. I'll do another bracket video now that the brackets have changed. So, but it is what it is, right? And my love to all of you is watch the Jets. They play the Chiefs tonight, and go Jets. But that's how the story game. So Yankees finished the season 82 and 80. They got a lot of work to do this offseason. So let's get to work. Peace.